You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
He has been Syracuse's starting running back the past 2 seasons, and he took over for Sean Tucker, who was a very, very good running back for the Orange. He actually set the record, I believe, in 2021 for the most rushing yards ever in a single season for Syracuse football. He is now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of the NFL. LeQuint Allen over the past 2 seasons has back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing years. He has averaged well over 4 yards per carry, which is good. He's got 102 catches the past 2 seasons, including 64 this previous season. Guys, he is one of the better running backs in the ACC, if not the country, and retaining LeQuint Allen is vital for Syracuse football in 2025 if they want to win at a high level. In 2023, LeQuint Allen had 10 touchdowns. In 2024, he led the ACC with 20 total touchdowns. In 2023, he was ACC's second team. And in 2024, despite leading the entire conference in touchdowns, he was only an honorable mention. But regardless of how you feel about him only being an honorable mention, this we cannot deny. He is one of the best running backs in the ACC, if not the entire country. LeQuint Allen this offseason, he's got 3 choices he can possibly make. He's got 3 of them, okay? Number 1, he can come back to Syracuse. He's got another year of eligibility. He has thrived with the Orange ever since being recruited back in 2022, and he would be the clear lead back for Syracuse in 2025. So there's that option. And right now, if I had to guess where LeQuint Allen is going to end up, I think it's going to be back with Syracuse, but that is entirely a gut feeling. There is no sourcing on that whatsoever. Number 2, LeQuint Allen can try the NFL. I believe the deadline for LeQuint Allen to declare for the NFL draft is January 15th. And you might be saying, if you are a loyal watcher or listener or follower to this podcast, you might be saying, well, Kyle McCord has it on January 6th. Why are the two different? The reason why it's different is because LeQuint Allen is simply younger. LeQuint Allen was recruited in 2022, meaning he has been out of high school for 3 years. It does mean he's eligible, but he has to declare that eligibility because he'd be leaving college early. So that's why they give those guys, they give underclassmen until January 15th. For a guy like Kyle McCord, he is automatically eligible for the NFL draft. Now, he would still probably announce that he's entering the NFL draft, but he's automatically available, and he would have to declare that he is not going to enter the NFL draft because he is an upperclassman. So that is a long-winded way of me saying that LeQuint Allen, because of him being younger, he's got until January 15th to make up his mind on whether or not he wants to enter the NFL draft as an underclassman. And option number 3 for LeQuint Allen, and this is the option, I don't know if it's less likely, but certainly possible of the 3, he could transfer. It could happen. It's a possibility, right? It's the NIL world. It's the college landscape. No player is safe no matter who the player is. They can always transfer, right? And I want to make sure I announce this correction because I did pin it in the comment section below of the last podcast I did, the last full one, I should say, about the offensive line. Syracuse played in the bowl game on December 27th. If you recall, the deadline for players to enter the portal was December 28th, but since Syracuse is playing on the 27th, they got 5 extra days to enter the portal during the fall window. So that means Syracuse players have until January 1st, 2025 to enter the fall transfer portal window. They could technically enter the portal in the spring. There's a 10-day window that opens from April 16th to the 25th. But for the most part, if a player is on the roster after the deadline to enter in the fall, they are likely going to stay on that roster come the 2025 regular season. Okay, so I think with LeQuint Allen, that's basically a way of me saying if he's going to transfer, I believe it would be sooner rather than waiting towards the spring. But it could, in theory, happen. So once LeQuint Allen makes up his mind, we can really discuss what it means for the program. That's not what this episode is going to be about, what it means for the program, because quite frankly, we don't know what he is going to do. We don't, right? And I don't want to do a podcast after he either stays with Syracuse, declares for the NFL draft, or decides to transfer, repeating the same thing that I told you guys on a previous podcast. So that's why coming up, what we are going to do is lay out the pros and cons of each choice that LeQuint Allen could make this offseason. And once again, he's got 3 of them. He can return to Syracuse, he can go to the NFL, or he can transfer in the coming days.